Squats have earned respect far and wide throughout the fitness space, and have even been a source of entertainment with hilarious hashtags, like the Quad Father, or one of my personal favorites, hashtag squat booty. Ooh. And this is in reference to the amazing results this exercise has the potential to produce with consistency over time. Now there are a lot of variations of the squat that exist, but the fundamental squat pattern with the kettlebell is known as the goblet squat. While the movement looks simple at a glance, there are several important details you don't want to miss. And if you stick around to the end of this video, I'll even show you how to combine this fundamental squat pattern with other fundamental kettlebell exercises, like the single arm overhead press and the kettlebell swing. That way you can rapidly expand your repertoire with the kettlebell. With that being said, let's dive in, fam. The first thing to keep in mind when doing the goblet squat is the stance. For most people, feet will be slightly outside shoulder width with a slight toe out position. Now to bring the kettlebell into the goblet position, you're going to start with the kettlebell directly between the arches of the feet, then hinge at the hips and aggressively drive through the legs to generate the momentum you need to finish the pull with your arms before catching the bell up top. Now the hand position is crucial during the catch. I see a lot of people grabbing by the body of the bell or even trying to hold the kettlebell upside down like this, and while you can get away with this with a lighter kettlebell, you're going to have a hell of a time safely returning a heavier bell to the ground from that position. I f***ed up. So where we actually want the hands is on the horns of the kettlebell, which is this portion of the kettlebell here. And it's important that we have our elbows pointing straight down rather than out to the sides to avoid cramming our elbows into our knees, which can lead to some seriously sore wrists. If you're liking the pointers so far, smash that subscribe button and stick around for more. Speaking of pointers, one of the most common mistakes I see with the goblet squat is holding the bell too low. The body of the bell should be at chest height rather than the handle at chest height. Reason being, we want to try to get our elbows directly under the wrist to support the weight of the kettlebell, which requires the kettlebell to be high. If the bell is too low, our elbows get behind our wrists and we're essentially trying to do a static curl to hold the weight when doing a squat, which is miserable. Now the last thing we need to address is the squat itself. Since the weight is loaded on the front side of our body, it is crucial that we keep our torso upright to avoid dropping the weight, and so we can keep our hips and knees extending at the same time to avoid that classic bend and snap squat. Bend and snap. Don't. Just don't. With that being said, if you find yourself leaning forward at the torso a bunch, you may have an underlying ankle mobility or hip mobility issue that needs to be addressed, or you might need to change the stance of your squat. So to recap the movement, stand over the top of the bell with the bell between the arches of the feet. Hinge at the hips, stand and pull, and catch by the horns of the bell. From here, make sure the body of the bell is approximately chest height with elbows pointing straight down towards the ground. Then when you go to do your squat, make sure you get to full depth, which is hip crease below the knee with an upright torso. And you can take that same squat technique and apply it to the front rack position that we learned in our single arm overhead press video, which you can check out here. And by combining the two, you have yourself a single arm front squat. Or you can take our swing and go straight into a goblet squat and you have yourself a complex. Or you can turn the single arm front squat into a single arm thruster. And with just 3 fundamental kettlebell exercises, the kettlebell swing, the goblet squat, and the single arm overhead press, you can quickly expand your kettlebell repertoire. With that being said, if you enjoyed this video and you found these tips helpful, smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. And if you haven't already done so, check out these other videos that cover how to select your starting kettlebell weight and other kettlebell movements to help you get kick-started on your kettlebell journey. Until next time, fam, stay humble, stay hungry, stay happy. Cheers.